All right, I'm going to go over the process of making a demo reel for your assignments. Everything for our class will be due at the end of day on Wednesday. Wednesday when you come in, we'll be doing our final exam. I try to do the information somewhat quickly right at the beginning of class. That way you have like the rest of the class to work on it. Also today we have to do our evaluations. I've forgotten about these because they've been behind me at the desk. So after I do this, we'll do the evaluations, and then we won't have to worry about those until next semester at the end of the year. I know. That's fine. I know where you live. First thing to do is take all of your assignments and put them into a folder. That's the easiest way to kind of organize your stuff. The assignments for this class, we had our mini room, which was just our like startup one that we did kind of screwing around. We had 3 title assignments, so we had 3 pieces of text that we animated. We had 4 different environment images that we brought in. We had a product image, we had a product movie, we had a drone image, and a drone movie. I've also thrown in some extra ones inside here just so you can see how the process works. Regardless of the number of items you have, it's still the same process, okay? And I don't even have my actual items in here, I just have these placeholders just because it's not important to the process. So I have After Effects open, I'm taking all of my stuff and just dragging it into that window. That's why it's nice just to have everything in one spot, because it makes it easier to drag it into that window. If you forget something, you can go to File, Import File, and then go find it and then connect to it. My next step, I'm going to make a composition, and I'm going to make it 960 by 540, so I type those numbers in. I'll make this 50 seconds, so 50:00. Hit OK. And then I'm just going to drag down all of my items. Grab all these, drag them into this area. Any of the still images that I have here, you'll see that their bar extends all the way across the screen. I don't want all of those images to be extended for 50 seconds. That's a bit excessive. So I'm going to just set this to 300. So I just click there and type 300. I'm going to grab all of my still images, this one, shift click that one, and I'm going to hold down Alt and use my right bracket. And that chops them all perfectly right there. Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to grab them in the order that I want them to show up. Okay, so make sure it makes sense. I'm just kind of grabbing these randomly. You'd want to obviously pick the first one, shift click the last one, whatever. I'm going to go to Animation. I'm going to go to Keyframe Assistant and say Sequence Layers. And then I'm going to make sure overlap is off and just hit OK. And what this does is it takes them in the order I picked and it just stacks them one right after the other. There's no fancy transitions here. You don't need that. You could definitely add it if you want to, if you know After Effects and want to utilize that. There's no transitions between them. There's no text on there. It's simply piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, piece 4, and so on. So now I'm going to go through each one of my pieces here and just make sure that they fit. 960 by 540 is how big our canvas is. Some of our pieces, any of our still images, we rendered out huge at 3000 by 2400. So we have to resize them so that they fit inside the screen. Just make sure that your footage fits on there nicely. You may have black spots or black lines on the top or black bars on the side. That's fine. So I'm going to click on the first one here, which doesn't fit. If I scroll wheel out, I can see that it doesn't fit. I'm going to hit S to scale, and I'm just going to click and drag on this until it fits in there. And you'll see if I scale it to right about there, the whole head fits inside the screen. This is not one of our projects, don't worry. The whole head fits inside the screen and the background. If it didn't, I would scale this down further and just make sure that it did fit. Even if I had bars on the side here, that's fine. I just want to make sure it fits best, it's presented as best as it can. Okay, so I'm going to go to about there. I'll drag this up a little bit. Okay, here's another one. This one, again, doesn't fit, so I'll hit S for scale and scale this down. Now, I'm 100% sure that this isn't going to fit perfectly again, so I'm going to shrink it down so that it does fit and maybe scoot him up. Oops. So I'm just clicking and dragging and moving it up. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. All right, I'm going to go to 25% here, I guess. And I'm going to change the background color. So I'm going to go to my composition settings here and just make that background color black. so it won't be as noticeable. Okay, so his head's in there, his feet are in there, whatever. I'll go to the next one. That one fits perfect. This one fits perfect. This one fits perfect, and so on. Notice how I don't have the environment where all of them are together. They're individual ones, so we can see each one. If I brought each one in here, or the big one in there, I wouldn't be able to see them very clearly. So just bring in the full-size image of each one, and then it'll work out good. There's my still. Here's our mini room. There's the robot guy. My random text animation pieces. I'm going to go to the very end of my last one. So this is my last one in here. You'll see that I have extra space that's missing on the screen. I'm going to hit the N, like the letter N, and then go to Composition, Trim Comp to Work Area. There it is. And then I just make this a movie just like we've done everything else. Add a media encoder, save it as a file. Make sure you put your name on it, make sure you put the class number, and make sure you put demo reel so that I know what it is. Okay, and then you just drop that into the folder. That process is literally that quick for you as long as all your stuff is right there. If you have to dig for it, obviously that takes a couple minutes to do, but typically it's going to be that quick. Any questions on the demo reel part? Like I said, pretty straightforward.